what's up? Thank you for joining me, ELIA, for this makeup tutorial special Halloween edition. Now let's skip the small talk and get straight to the spooky. So today I'm going to show you how to become a spooky, sexy vampire darling. All right, we're gonna start with the brows first. So I always like to start with the brows. Start by brushing them up a bit. Brush right here. You can do either an angled brush. So if you have either an angled brush at home, hopefully you can see that, that will work, or a flat one, any brush like that. So I'm gonna use that to color my brows in. And I'm starting with a brown powder. You can see I've used a lot of it. So with the brown powder, I'm coloring my brows. I'm gonna stop midway because I'm gonna give myself those, I don't even know what to call those brows nowadays. A lot of women are rocking this style. Doja Cat is known for it. I think like Bella Hadid has her brows like that too, but it's like that very, you know, that's what I'll call it, the brows. So I'm only gonna color in just the beginning part. This is where the glue is gonna come in, okay? So we're gonna use some Elmer's glue for my brows, and we are going to do this part right here. And this part. Okay. And now with a flat brush like this, I'm gonna get some concealer. And I would like to add that you want to choose a shade that's a little bit lighter than your natural shade for this. Okay, so now with the concealer, after we put the glue, so at this point, you just want to go ahead and blend, blend, blend. So once you even out both sides and perfect the eyebrows, go ahead and use that extra concealer that you have to blend onto your eyelids, because that is going to serve as our eyeshadow base when we apply our shadow and our liner. Kind of look like Spock, right? That reference was for all my Star Trek fans out there. So now I am just evening out my brows again. I'm going back over with that same brown powder and the same brush that I had from earlier. So now we're going to use black eyeshadow powder and go over the brows because I want to have it a bit more dramatic. Okay, sorry y'all. I was multitasking and watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? Remember that show? Yeah, took a quick popcorn snack break. Now, back to the black eyeshadow. So I am using the same angled brush from earlier before and going over my brows with the black powder, as you can see. So just do this until you are satisfied with the results. Make sure your brows are evened out to your liking, and feel free to go as far as you like with this. And I like to apply my powder in small, like sweeping motions. That gives you more control and accuracy of the brows. And I later use that same technique when we get to the eyeliner, which you will see. Cherry told you couldn't go there. Okay, back to our regular scheduled programming. So I just finished my brows. Very happy with that. Now we are going to move to our eyeshadow powder. So I'm using a powder called Saddle by MAC, and with a, oop, had a little bit of popcorn crumbs on my lip. So with a blending brush, you just want to blend all that in. I like to do small circular motions around your eye crease right there. So I start by applying the powder right at the crease of the eye and then slowly blend it in and out in small strokes and circular motions, as you see I'm doing now. Apply as much powder as you like. If you like her to have a smoky eye or not for this particular look, that's up to you. So I'm just going to continue blending all this in until I am content with the look. And now, by Maybelline, I am using their gel eyeliner. It's one of my favorite products, and I am pairing it with the angled brush from MAC. So I am going to do a look that is considered a graphic eyeliner style, where I'm going to do a nice clean line over the crease of my eye. So with this, I want to be able to see it while my eyes are open. So you want to see where your natural crease is and go a little above that with the brush. And if you notice with the angled brush, when you start it, you want the pointy part to be towards your nose, because that's going to help you. So use your brush and tools to help make your job easier. Now, as I'm looking at them, I see that I messed up, and that's okay. That happens. I did it in one short stroke. If you're a beginner at this, I would recommend starting with a light brown powder to start first. That way you can trace over it later. But as you see, I have my Q-tip here, and Q-tips are the best. So it's easy to take this product off if you make a mistake before it dries. That's why I like this eyeliner so much, because you have a lot of control and you can be pretty precise. So I went ahead and just took that part off that I wasn't happy with, and I'm going to raise it a little higher so that way it matches with my left eye.
I love this gel liner because it is so malleable and it's easy to move around. So I was able to just use a Q-tip while it was still a little dry, a little wet. It wasn't completely dry, and just kind of like fix the areas I think that I need to fix. So use like an eraser like you would on a pencil, and then I'm gonna go back over that area again, correct it.
And this is just a friendly reminder not to be afraid to mess up, because that's just part of doing makeup. And it's okay if you make mistakes. That's how you learn new, creative, different techniques to do. And everyone's different, so just find what works for you.
It looks really good. Really good. I'm happy with that. See? Don't underestimate Q-tips. They're the best. Okay. Now, let's continue with the liner.
All right, so I got my nifty angled brush once more. That's like my BFF. And now, when you do a winged or cat liner, there's many names for it, start on the outer edge of your eye. And once again, you're going to want the pointy part of the brush to be pointed up towards your brows when you start with that outside part. And you're going to slowly, in small little strokes, work inward. That way you have more control and it's more precise. And then if you do make a little mistake on the edge, like I said, this is a very malleable product. So you can use a Q-tip or your finger to clean up that edge and make it more pointy to your liking. So at this point, you just want to slowly move inward, and feel free to make it thick or thin. For this particular look, I kind of want to keep my liner kind of thin. And now I'm going to do the other side. Once again, notice that the point is pointing towards my ear or towards the brow when you're doing the outside part. Let your brush do the work for you. You know, why make life harder than it needs to be? And using the same technique as I did on my left eye, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on my right. And just do my best to match it up. Now, it's very important that you are very patient with yourself during this part. I personally feel that the eyeliner takes the longest. So once you get past this part, I feel like it's easy breezy. So now we are going to get to the powder. So this is some more eyeshadow. This is a product by MAC. It's called I'm Into It. And it is an eyeshadow that I use for my crease. Now, normally I would typically do this step first before I applied my eyeliner. But as I was looking at this look, I noticed that it wasn't as dark as I liked it to be. So that's why I'm adding on some darker eyeshadow. Now be careful as you're doing this not to smear the liner. If you do a little bit, you can always use your Q-tip, or if you mess up or put a little powder on the liner, you can always go over that liner again with the gel liner. Once that is done, it is time for the eyeliner. So with a basic black pencil eyeliner that you can get at any drugstore, I would prefer waterproof for this part because you are applying it to the waterline area of your eye. That is called the waterline area. If you have contacts or sensitive eyes, please be careful or do it before you put your contacts in. And now with a smudging brush, it almost looks like the end of a pencil eraser. It's a really small brush that you want to use to smudge that liner. So I'm also using that same shadow, I'm Into It, to put a little on the edge. So I'm putting my brush into that color and I'm using that brown to further blend and smudge that liner. So you can see how it just really softened it versus my left eye where I haven't done that part yet. But I really like this look and I love to blend it. So it's a very soft look and it gradually moves from black to kind of brown. So you're going to repeat that same step to your other eye as well. Now that is done, we are going to move on to our next eyeshadow. I am using Plum Dressing and Cranberry by MAC Cosmetics. So you're going to want to get another clean brush. This one I'm going to blend underneath my eye. But first I want to start right at the corners of my eyes to give it that like reddish, tired, bloodthirsty look that we're going for. So use that cranberry powder, which has like kind of a reddish tint to it, and just blend it underneath your eye. And don't worry if this is a little messy. You're a vampire. You haven't slept. You know, you've been up all night because you're searching for blood. So, so yeah, use that blending brush again and just blend, blend, blend. And if there's any areas that you feel like you want to touch up, as I'm doing here, feel free to do so. This is your time. Because I like to do this all before I start my foundation. That way, if it's a little messy, you don't have to worry about cleaning it up after you put your foundation on. Okay, now we're going to move to our mascara. I'm using the I'm Into It eyeshadow powder again, just to give it more dramatic look and a little bit more darker smoky eye. Now it's time for the false lashes. I am using Ardell Professional Wispies. Those are my personal fave. They are feathered and the band is so flexible and comfortable on your lid. So I'm using that and I'm using the glue, Duo Glue. I'm using the dark tone, not the white one, because the dark tone just works way better for me. And you're gonna want to let it dry and get a little sticky. So I'm having a little dance break while it dries. So once it's a little tacky, then you're gonna wanna just pop those babies on. And like I said, it is gray, the glue, but once it dries to black. So it's perfect. It blends right into your eyeliner. So go ahead and make adjustments as needed. Always keep your eyes open when you're applying your lashes. Just look down because you want your eyes to be in a very relaxed state. You don't want to shut your eyes too tight. That's how you get glue in your eyes or, you know, glue on the bottom of your lid, which is a no bueno. So once you're happy with it and it's nice and secure, give it a few minutes to completely dry. Okay, now that we have completed the eyes, we're going to move to our face. I start with the concealer. I am using the 24-hour MAC Studio Fix Smooth Wear Concealer. The color is NW35. Now I'm applying that first on my nose area, my cheeks, my chin, as you can see. And it is a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone, which is what I'm going for because I do want to look a little more pale for this particular look because I'm a vampire. So I'm using a foundation brush to spread that and blend that all around. And as you're blending this in, feel free to also spread it onto your lips as well, which is what I'm going to be doing right now. It looks really well for that ghostly look that we're going for, and plus it serves as a good base for when we later on do the lipstick and blood. Now, grab your black eyeshadow again and a blush brush, and we are going to use that black powder just a little bit, because a little goes a long way, to give ourselves contour, honey, but in black. So use a little by little, because like I said, a little goes a long way, especially the black shadow. And then with another brush, you're going to use that to blend. Blend, blend, blend. Blending is your best friend. So just blend that out. Yes, look at those cheekbones, darling. Looking good, looking good. So keep blending and blending until you're happy with the cheeks. And then now I'm gonna go with a bit of blush, just a little bit, but I'm going with a darker one. It's called Raisin by MAC. And I'm blending that as well, just to give a little color there. Now next, it's time for the Zombie Gray Cream Makeup. You can get this at any Halloween store. Now with your finger, just dab a little bit on top of your cheekbone area. Pretty much treat it like a highlight. So anywhere you would put like a highlighter, that's where I would apply this cream. And I really like it. It actually blended in very, very well. I prefer using my fingers for this part. Of course, make sure your hands are clean. Now, once you do your cheekbone areas, I'm going to go ahead and do the bridge of my nose with it as well. Once again, just treat it like a highlighter. So anywhere you would apply a highlighter, I'm applying this zombie cream. And I'm applying a lot too, because I want to look gray. I don't want to look, you know, like I have a lot of color. So that's the point. So I'm applying that on my lip area as well, right above my lip. And then I'm also going to spread it on my chin. And don't forget to also get your neck area. And depending on what you're wearing, what your costume is, definitely try to apply and go as far as you can down to your neck area as well. And don't forget your ears too. Okay, now it is time for the veins. For this, I'm using a green eyeshadow from MAC called Humid. You can also mix in any green color that you can find. It could be cream as well. It doesn't have to be a powder, but this I am using a powder. And with the angled brush, you are going to use that to draw your veins. And I like to draw the veins on the forehead, near the temple area, and also on the neck area too. That really pulls the costume together. Now I'm adding more veins to the neck area, and something I forgot to mention that's optional is to add a bite mark on your neck. That's kind of cool. I've done that before in the past, and you can just use a little of the red lipstick, also with the Currant lip liner, like a wine color, to give that look of 2 bite marks on your neck. That's always a fun thing to add too. But for this costume, I'm actually wearing a choker, so I'm not going to put the bite marks on my neck this time. All right, darlings, now it's time for the lips. That's right, I am using Ruby Woo by MAC. So I'm going to start by coloring in the inner part of my lip area to give it kind of like that stain look. And then after I do that, then I'm going to go with my lip liner. The color is called Currant, once again by MAC. And I'm going to color in the inner part of my lip because I want it to look like, you know, Like I've been sucking on some necks. I don't know what other way to say it, but yes, you all know what vampires do. So I want to look as close and to resemble like blood. So almost give it an ombre look. And in this case, I'm just generously applying the lip color, and I don't mind if it's a little messier around the lip line because I'm gonna mess it up with blood anyway. So now I'm just blending, and I'm adding a little like black and gray to certain areas of my face and neck and forehead. Okay, now it's time for the main ingredient, the stage blood. And I am using Stage Blood by Benai. And it's minty flavored, which is great because it's totally safe to put in and around your mouth. So with a trusted old Q-tip once again, I'm slowly just applying the blood to the outside of my lip area, kind of letting it kind of dribble down as if I just had some fresh victim. And with this product, it's kind of like, it has the same consistency as syrup. So it's pretty easy to manage and it's not too messy. But of course, I would recommend always having paper towels on hand, and don't wear the outfit that you'll be wearing just in case you do make a whoopsie. I told you it does taste good. I got a little on my lip. And then I like to give it that drip. I like this product because it looks like wet paint dripping, as you see as I'm dripping there. And it will dry like that. So it'll dry and look like it's wet even though it's not. And that's what's amazing. I really like that effect on this. So feel free to bring the blood down as far as you like on your neck, depending on what you're wearing. Now I'm using that Ruby Woo lipstick again, the red one, to apply a little bit under my eye. I want to look like I have not slept in a very long time.
Okay, so that completes the makeup look. Now I'm about to do my press-on nails, contacts, and fangs. That's the fun part. So I might add more blood. I'll see after I put the fangs in. But yeah, so I'll be back.
So after several unsuccessful attempts, I got the contacts in. Oh yeah. Ooh, and look at those chompers. Look at those fangs. I am using the Dracula fangs in medium size. They are custom designer ones by the Dracula house. You can get them at costume stores or special makeup stores that offer them. And to secure the teeth onto yours, it's used by thermoplastic. That means you could just heat it up in hot water and it molds to your tooth. It's pretty awesome. I'll leave the link in the description below. Now what I'm doing here is coloring in my widow's peak. I already have one, but I wanted to make it more dramatic by just using some black eyeliner and eyeshadow. And that completes the look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.